Good morning, good morning, good morning on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning. Today, I want to talk about being addicted to stress and chaotic environments. A part of my trauma self is addicted to chaotic and stressful environments. Um, I thrive in them actually. So I used to seek them out. It was the only, environment that I thought kept me calm or thought um, I was supposed to be in because it was what I knew. But being addicted to stress and chaotic environments keeps the nervous system in overdrive and dysregulated. When someone is addicted to stress and chaotic environments, they could potentially consistently find themselves drawn to those types of relationships, chaotic, stressful people, work environments, hostile work environments. It reflects a psychological pattern or dependence that can be extremely difficult to break. Our wiring is developed when we're very young. So if your environment was chaotic and highly stressful when you were very young, you have a high chance of being drawn to environments and people and experiences like that. It's what you know. So for me, it's what I thought I needed, or I didn't know anything outside of that. Here are some examples of how being addicted to stress and chaos could potentially show up. It can show up in habituation, when stressful or chaotic environments become normal, or we're born into, or dropped into at a very young age. Calmness or stability might feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. And for me personally, for a very, very long time, I didn't know how to exist in calm or stable environments. It just felt like putting your shoes on the wrong feet. That's what it felt like for me. It just didn't feel right. So I didn't know what to do with it. So I'd create, if the environment was stable and calm, I would literally create subconsciously, not even being aware for the longest time, but I would create that chaos and that stress myself if the environment around me was calm. Another example is the being addicted to that adrenaline rush. Stress triggers the release of adrenaline. And for those that did not know or do not know, adrenaline is a hormone that prepares your body for flight or fight. Lord, help me with this coffee. Flight or fight response. As I was just saying, people can unconsciously seek out or create stressful situations or behaviors in order to feel that adrenaline rush. Another example is avoidance of emotions. For some, constant stress or chaos can serve as a distraction from confronting deeper emotional issues or traumas. By focusing on external stressors, you avoid dealing with what's happening on the inside parts. For me personally, the fact that I love to give and I can show up for people and do all the things for people, it's a great distraction from me personally and me dealing with me in my internal issues, that I was struggling with for a very, very long time. So it was a great distraction. I never actually avoided my emotions. For me, it just they were always very present and very expressive and very outward. So that one for me, no. But the next, there is no but. We'll just go on to the next example, which could be reinforcement or validation. If a person's worth or self-esteem is tied to handling stress or how they thrive in chaos, they could repeatedly seek out such situations, again, just for that reinforcement and validation of that feeling. Another one is sense of control. Some create chaos because it gives a sense of control. By initiating the chaos, a person could feel that they are in charge, even if what they are doing or creating is stressful or harmful. And when, I was extremely unaware of how I was showing up or how I affected others, I didn't see it as like control for me or for, me needing control. I didn't see it like that, but that's what it was. But at the time I had no idea, but it definitely was that, because I can control the environment. I can control, you know what I mean? If everybody else, and I used to do this too, my energy, a lot of people can be drawn to my energy. It's very big. It's very strong. And if I walked into a room, this is when I was at my most toxic, but if I walked into a room and everybody else was like joyful and happy or whatever, and I wasn't, I would just stand there and I would shift the entire energy in the room just so everybody else could feel what I was feeling. So yeah, that is a sense of control. But like I said, it took me a very, very long time to actually really, truly be aware of it, because I thrived in it and I did very, very well in stressful and chaotic environments. So it didn't always show up as something bad, especially in the military and especially going to war as many times as I did. The war environment is obviously highly stressful, highly chaotic. Overgiving to the levels that I do it, highly stressful, highly chaotic. And then I just, through my healing journey, I flipped a lot of that into good, but at the same time, it was still very toxic for myself because it was always to the detriment of myself. I always put everything and everyone, work, everything before myself. So in the end, no matter how I was showing up, giving, nurturing, loving, in the end, it was still to the detriment of myself. So therefore, it was still very toxic. And when it comes to people, same scenario, same situation. If you grew up in toxic environments and high stress, chaotic environments, the communication and the way you are with each other in general is toxic. So in that environment, that is what I was taught. I really truly believe that's how people communicated, outside of my home. I thought that the behaviors that I exhibited, all of that was just, regular schmegular, because it's what I was shown. It's what I was taught. It took a very long time for me to connect it all and to see how very toxic, and especially in the work environment, how unprofessional it is, And it's okay that it took the time that it did. That's just what was required. But for me personally, if I can reach people and help someone and help them see it a lot faster than I did, that's what I'm here for. But with people, you have to be extremely careful, because a lot of people aren't aware, and a lot of people don't understand and can't see how they're showing up and how it can affect others in every aspect of their life. personal relationships, work relationships, everything, business, everything you touch, goals, aspirations, growth, change, maturing, all of that. It's all connected. I say that constantly and I will say it consistently. This is why the nervous system is so important to me, because this is a big game changer when you're, starting to heal from trauma or wanting to heal from trauma. Because in those environments and trauma itself, the nervous system is just out of freaking control, dysregulated as fuck. And since the nervous system is a wiring within us, if that is imbalanced, everything else will be. Being addicted to stressful and chaotic environments keeps the nervous system in overdrive. And honestly, it is really hard to see a way out of that, or even to see beyond that, or through a different perspective, filter, or anything with the nervous system in that state. It's hard to see. When the nervous system is out of whack or in overdrive, especially long term, 40 years, 40, 50, 10, 20, any of that, the health issues that come with that. The stress alone on the body. So the nervous system is in overdrive. There's no way you can see clear, think clear, feel clear, any of that. That's where the addictions and everything else come from. Then drawn to more stress and chaotic environments. And if you do it like I did and put it in every aspect of your life, friendships, family, work, everywhere, that is unsustainable. And that's exactly what happens. Eventually, the nervous system just cannot handle it anymore. So, being addicted to stress and chaotic environments, there's a root to that. If you find yourself consistently in those types of environments or in those types of relationships, there's a root to that. And if you're ready to do something about it, talk therapy is essential. Friends, someone, some support system, something that you can have to help you identify. And hopefully it'll be my content, because my content is everything that I have experienced, everything that I am learning, everything that I have learned, the education behind it all, the real life experience behind it all. I hope my content can at least help those who don't have access to mental health professionals, who don't have access to the support system needed to try to help and do these things. There are people out there that want to true change and just don't have anywhere to go. Hopefully my content can be that for those people. But until then, be careful out there in them streets, honey. Too many people are just not aware. It's a dangerous, dangerous 3D world out here. Y'all be careful, be safe, be easy. Have a blessed day.